President. Well, joining me now, Democratic Congressman Ted Lieu of California. He's among a group of nearly 60 who wrote a letter this week urging the president to fire Administrator Pruitt. Congressman Lieu is also a member of the Judiciary Committee and the Foreign Affairs Committee and a frequent guest, so it's good to see you again. Your reaction, sir, to what Reince Priebus said there, that make people, make mistakes?
If Pruitt just made one mistake, I can understand, but he actually made multiple mistakes. He flew on first class on taxpayer funds. He also got a below market rate lease from lobbyists. And just today, we're learning that he spent millions of dollars on a massive security detail to go to Disneyland and the Rose Bowl. Any one of those mistakes should result in a firing. When you have this many, there's no reason Pruitt should still be at the EPA.
That security detail is extraordinary. 20 full-time attachés in security for him. How did that even happen?
Scott Pruitt is a deeply paranoid person. In addition to having a massive security detail, he also spent $43,000 of taxpayers' money putting together an office that was soundproof. He also wanted a bulletproof SUV. He wanted law enforcement to drive him with sirens to make it to a luxury French restaurant in Washington, D.C. This is a person that is the epitome of fraud, waste, and abuse, a symbol of the past corruption in the Trump cabinet. There's really no reason he should remain at the EPA.
So why do you think the president seems so reluctant to fire Scott Pruitt?
I have no idea. There are many people who don't believe in climate change and can dismantle EPA regulations. You don't need Scott Pruitt to do that. You can find lots of Republicans who could do exactly what he's doing right now. So I don't understand why the president still keeps him in, and it is baffling to me that he is still at the EPA.
So we were checking your Twitter feed, and just a few minutes ago, you tweeted at the president saying, Democratic wave continues to get stronger. So now I'm thinking, please don't fire Scott Pruitt. He's such a great symbol of the corruption and fraud, waste, and abuse in your administration. Can you please do more toxic rallies and bring Pruitt with you? Did you like the way I read that? I tried to kind of have it dripping with sarcasm, which is, I'm sure, your intent there. But the president's base there does not seem to care. Why do you think this is an issue that could help Democrats?
So one reason I wrote that tweet is I realized that the president tends to do the opposite of what rational people tell him to do. So I thought I'd just do some reverse psychology and see if that would work. But keep in mind, his base is going to do whatever the president tells them. So he could say, look, Wednesday is not even a day of the week. And they'll go, oh, OK, Wednesday's not even a day of the week. It's just 6 days a week. So it's not the base that we're worried about. It's everybody else. We just need rational, decent people in America to realize that our president has a corrupt administration, and people get to vote this November to see if they want to have a new makeup of Congress.
What about the new report from The Hill, which says that the House Oversight Committee Chair Trey Gowdy is looking into Pruitt's, what you talked about, the $50 a night home rental deal? Are you encouraged at all by this, considering most Republicans have been pretty quiet on the Pruitt issues?
I'm very encouraged. Trey Gowdy and I don't always agree, but in terms of oversight, he has definitely stepped up. In addition to investigating Pruitt, he's also investigating Ben Carson's $31,000 dining table. He's looking at other cabinet officials that have wasted taxpayers' money. So I encourage Trey Gowdy to keep on doing what he's doing. He is actually being a real check and balance on the administration, and that's a good thing.
All right, let's get to the Russia investigation now, and I want to get your take on what we've learned this week, that being that President Trump is a subject but not a target of Mueller's investigation. What do you make of that distinction?
I'm a former prosecutor, and there are three categories of people. There are witnesses, there are subjects, and then there are targets. If you're a subject, it means that you've actually committed conduct that could be misconduct. It's within the scope of the grand jury's investigation. So we don't know if the president did commit misconduct. He's not yet a target. A target means that the prosecutors have enough evidence to believe he actually committed a crime. So he is somewhere in the middle, and as Robert Mueller's investigation continues, we'll find out more if he continues to stay as a subject or if he eventually moves to become a target.
You were also tweeting about Jared Kushner yesterday. You were asking why he still has a job after he reportedly handled the classified information to the Saudi crown prince. Of course, I want to say NBC has not confirmed this report, but you tweeted that Kushner is in big league trouble. Do you have a sense of how high this is on Mueller's list?
Disclosing classified information to a foreign power is a serious offense, a serious crime. The President of the United States can do that, but nobody below him can do that. And it's really suspicious that the Saudi Crown Prince knew exactly who his enemies were. And the public reporting is that Jared Kushner told him, based on intelligence that he received. If that is, in fact, true, Jared Kushner should be investigated for committing a crime. And I think it's a pretty serious charge.
I want to ask you about the trade war concerns, the mounting trade wars. I know there's different vernacular being used to describe it coming out of the administration, but Politico says that Republicans worry Trump's trade war will blot out the tax cut message. How damaging would that be for Republicans come the midterms and beyond?
It'll be very damaging. So today I'm actually visiting the Central Valley of California, where there is a lot of agricultural interests. This trade war has a particularly disparate impact on agriculture. China is already saying they're going to increase tariffs on pork, on nuts, on fruit, and other agricultural items. This particularly affects a lot of these districts that are currently held by Republicans, especially moderate districts, and it's going to result, I think, in an even bigger Democratic wave this November.
We will see if that is true. Meantime, good luck in your travels today in the Central Valley. There's some very beautiful country there. Thank